Afternoon, everybody. How you all doing? Long time no video post. Afternoon, everybody. Happy bank holiday weekend. Long time no video post. So, got a few ideas of what could play out, and I'd like to divulge. Firstly, I don't think that the lawsuit is going to settle this month. I'm not convinced it's going to settle next month either, because it will probably put XRP to a new all-time high straight away. I think it breaks the previous $2.80 or $3.80, depending on what chart you're looking at. And I don't think that happens because it would be irregular. It'd be irregular with the market cycles, which have always been regular since BTC in 2009 was released, 2013 bull market, 2017 bull market, 2021 bull market. So I don't believe that the lawsuit settles in May or June, because it will probably put XRP to an immediate all-time high. And I just don't think that that's going to happen, because it's not a bull market right now. Right now we're in a macro lower high or automatic rally from the 2021 bull market. So, and it's yet to top out. It will be a lower high, maybe 2 trillion, 2.2 trillion, something like that. So I don't think the lawsuit settles based on the charts, because the lawsuit settling, as I say, will put XRP to a new all-time high, and it's irregular. It's not, this doesn't happen in the charts. So I don't think it's going to settle until later in the year. I think we are going to see the $1 or the 80 cent, $1, $1.20 XRP in this automatic rally, but I don't think the lawsuit settles. Not just yet. And the lawsuit hasn't gone according to any of the like the predicted timeline. So I don't think anything is going to change there either. Yes, Judge Netburn and Judge Torres ruled on the Dalbert motion 60 days ago. So by rights, it's either, or about 60 days ago. So by rights, if she does what she did before, there should be a summary judgment coming this weekend. I don't think so. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. And then, so I think that XRP is I think the lawsuit's going to settle at the end of the year. Okay, that's against what everybody else on YouTube is saying, and I'm going to get into that as well. So I think that if when the lawsuit has a summary judgment, it will break all-time high, $2.80 or $3.80 immediately. Then there will be a second wave, a B leg, and I think we see a two-digit XRP, and that will be in early mid-2024. And then I think the supreme all-time high sees a 3-digit XRP in line with the bull market that should happen in 2025, and the supreme all-time high wave C, Wyckoff wave C all-time high should be a 3-digit XRP. So like $100, $200. It's in the channel, it's in the chart. And I'm going to do a chart video a bit later on to back up this sort of prediction. Now, with regards to the XRP YouTube content creators, I think they definitely all work together. They were all in business, okay? To begin with, some of them may have been independent, certainly. But I think that some of those independent content creators who definitely get their content provided to them and then they just read it out, and then they also post opinion. Where do they get that content from? Some of that news is really, really difficult to find, and some of these people can't even put the level of their microphone at the correct level. I don't think for one moment that they're actively going out and finding this news. Somebody is giving it to them. So if somebody's giving it to them, they're a business, and it follows a business model. And every business model, the only thing, a business wants to make more money, and to do so, they have to expand. And I don't think that there's any difference here with the XRP YT community. So I think they're all working together. Okay, so the Ripple conference that happened last week is kind of a really strong indicator for me that they are all actually working together, and whether they know it or not, now more of them probably do realise there's a lot of characters that are all so conveniently well connected to each other that I think that they are potentially working under the same production companies, directly or indirectly, with Ripple, because the content that they get, or the news that they get occasionally, is so special that they couldn't have found it themselves. There's no way. There's no freaking way. How do they know this stuff? Where do they get it from? They can't even set the levels of their microphones correctly or read out the text. These people are not bright, right? Not saying that we're any brighter or anything like that, but come on. So although I think that most of them are quite well intentioned, all of them are using YouTube as their regular income. So they will put out 2 videos a day, every day, whether there's news or not. Yeah, and the non-news videos irritate the crap out of me. They're very annoying to watch, and they do this because they need hits, and they need hits to make revenue, and they need the revenue so that they can pay their bills. Now, going back to the business model of every business, to make more money, it needs to expand, and businesses will buy other businesses and corner the market. And now, another reason why I think the XRP YouTubers are all working together is that there's a real strong hive mind of news being put out by all of them. It's the same news, it's the same message, always the same message. There's a few outliers that don't put out the same message, and I don't think that they're necessarily working together, and they're the people that, strangely enough, weren't at the Ripple conference. So it's quite obvious to see who is in the club and who isn't. And you can also use some of these content creators' own logic about Ripple and what's going on with Ripple against them and their, hidden ties, connections, the fact that they're all working together, hive mind mentality. So I don't think that their intentions are completely bad, but they do give you nuggets of information about XRP that I would certainly have never known about, and perhaps you guys as well. But I'm convinced now that they're all working together, and if I'd written a script, I could probably relay more information, but I can't anyway, and this is recording now, so there are other things that I thought about prior to pressing the record button, and I've probably forgotten them because I'm whittering on. So oh, yeah, I don't think they tell you the full story necessarily. There's a lot of hive mind news, and they tell you about XRP, and that's great, and they tell you about the fundamentals, not all the time, but most of the time, which is great as well, and I would have otherwise never found out about it, so I'm appreciative for that. But they're definitely all working together. They're not necessarily giving you the best advice or the full picture, and at the moment, the hive mind mentality is that the lawsuit's going to settle this month or next month, and this, that, and the other, and it isn't. It isn't. This won't be the first time they've been wrong this year, or even this week or this month. They're quite often wrong. They dangle the carrot and they lure you in. Where they're correct is with the, in my opinion, where they're correct is with the fundamental news. Where they're not correct, a lot of the time, is with the predictions. And I think that the people that are working together are inclusive of, and not this isn't a complete list, but like Jeremy Hogan, John Deaton, Digital Asset Investor, Digital Perspectives, there's more. Crypto Airy or Eddie, and there's more. And BlackBerry, the BlackBerry guy, Jimmy Valhill from Valhill Capital. There is more as well, Mickle Markets definitely, and a lot of these guys are all producing the same kind of formatted content. The format's the same, and I just don't think that that's something that they all individually decided to do. It's something they've all collectively been told to do. Yeah. They definitely have production teams behind them, and the production team is more or less probably the same entity, or bought out entities. I'm not saying that they all started out as effectively, let's say, Ripple employees, but they probably are now, let's say. Yeah, I don't know when their partnerships were formed and whatnot. I know DAI and Digital Perspectives formed their partnership in 2021, 2022. No, sorry, 2020, 2021. And there are others, okay? So you've got Mickey B. Fresh as well. Yeah, he's in the club. So they don't always necessarily give you the best investing advice, let's say. So right now, what you could be doing is trading XRP because it ain't going to settle. It's what the chart is going to do is it's going to follow what it always does, and you can predict it. If you look at the big picture, the macro, the daily, the weekly, you can see where it's going to go. So if you pay attention too much, you can get a little bit wrecked by their advice. And I just think that the hive mind mentality, if you swim with the fish, you're going to get eaten by a shark. So what I'm saying is completely against the hive mind mentality or the mainstream consensus. Therefore, this video will never be popular, and I don't really care. I'm not trying to be popular. I'm just trying to put out grounded advice, and I'm not making a penny out of this, not a penny. So there is no financial incentive for me to do this, really. I've got nothing to gain by putting out my thoughts. So anyway, it's now 12 minutes, nearly 13 minutes this video. So there was a little bit at the beginning I'm going to clip out, so maybe it's 11. Later on today, I'm going to do a little video on the PC with the charts, and I'll try to explain further how I think the price action goes. I mean, yeah, I'm not a technical analyst at all. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a crypto advisor, I'm just a noob. But I just can't see the lawsuit settling in June, July. And the charts dictate where the price goes, not the bread and circus being pumped by the XRP collective employed by Ripple. So I hope that helps a little bit. Maybe the chart video that I'll put out later will be a little bit more clear, and because it's something tangible that you can see rather than my whittering on and theory about this, that and the other. All right, so look out for that a little bit later. Have a nice bank holiday weekend. Don't get too wet. Enjoy.